Good morning, everyone. It's Miss Belinda again, and I'm going to read you another one of my favourite stories, and this one is called Grandpa's Slippers. Do you have a grandpa at home? Maybe if you're Chinese, you might call Grandpa yeah, or if you're Greek, you could call Grandpa Papu. Grandpa is like Mummy or Daddy's daddy. So this is a story about Grandpa's slippers. On Monday, Grandma looked at Grandpa's slippers. "You need some new slippers," she said. "They are going to fall to bits." "Nonsense," said Grandpa. "My slippers are fine." "But they have holes in their soles," said Grandma. "Good," said Grandpa. "That's just the way that I like them." Nevertheless, Grandma bought Grandpa a new pair of slippers that day. Grandpa refused to wear them. On Tuesday, Grandpa was cleaning out a cupboard under the stairs when he came upon his old slippers hidden away in a dark corner. "Leave my slippers alone," he told Grandma. "Don't try to hide them. I like them." "They should be hidden," said Grandma. "They are going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles and all the stitching is coming undone." What do you think Grandpa said? "Good," said Grandpa. "That's just the way that I like them." On Wednesday, Grandpa was just in time to see Grandma handing his old slippers to a person collecting used clothing. You know, sometimes if you don't want something, instead of throwing it in the bin, you can give it to people who maybe don't have as much money as you, and maybe they're happy for your old clothes or your old shoes instead of going to landfill. Grandma's being very smart doing that. Hey, leave my slippers alone," said Grandpa. "Don't try to give them away." Look at his face. He's horrified. "Very well," said Grandma, "but they should be given away. They are going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles. All the stitching has come undone, and all the fluff has worn off." What do you think Grandpa said? "Good," said Grandpa. "That's just the way that I like them." Grandpa is being very stubborn. "Good, hold on, gang. Stubborn." On Thursday, Grandpa went to check if the rubbish bag had been taken out, and there, right on the top, was his slippers. Look at his face. Horrified. "Do leave my slippers alone," he told Grandma. "Don't try to throw them away." "Very well," said Grandma, "but they should be thrown away. They are going to fall to bits." Can you remember? They have holes in their soles. The stitching has come undone. All the fluff has worn off. And I can see your toes. What do you think Grandpa said? "Good," said Grandpa. "That's just the way that I like them. I like my slippers like that." On Friday, Grandpa was about to put some potato peelings in the compost bin when there, right at the top, was his old slippers. Do you have a compost bin where you take your leftovers, fruit and veggies and scraps, and then it goes back down into the earth, and then you put it in the garden and it helps things grow? We have one of those at Teddy Bears. So she's tried to hide the slippers in there. Everybody knows slippers won't go back down to the dirt. She doesn't know that, Grandma. "Please leave my slippers slippers alone, said Grandpa. Don't try to put them in the compost bin. Very well, said Grandma, but they are going to fall to bits. They have holes in their soles. All the stitching has come undone. All the fluff is worn off. I can see your toes, and you know what? They look so tatty. Tatty is like yucky and gross and messy. They do look a little bit messy, don't they? What do you think Grandpa said? Good, said Grandpa. That is just the way that I like them. On Saturday, Grandpa was just about to set fire to a pile of leaves in the garden when a sudden gust of wind revealed, you guessed it, his old slippers. He was going to burn them. Oh, once and for all, leave my slippers alone, said Grandpa. Don't try to burn them. Very well, said Grandma. But they are going to fall to bits. Can you remember with me? They have holes in their soles. The stitching has come undone. All the fluff is worn off. I can see your toes. They look so tatty. And you know what? They don't look very comfortable. Super. Not comfortable. Said Grandpa. That's just the way that I like them. On Saturday, Grandpa got out of bed and was about to put on his new slippers when they fell to bits in his hand. Grandma was right. He had to wear his new fancy slippers. They had whole soles, strong stitching, warm fluff covering his toes, and they looked neat and natty. Grandpa was very surprised to find that actually they were very comfortable indeed. He was very pleased, and so was Grandma. On Monday, Grandma looked at Grandpa's grey cardigan. You need a new cardigan, she said. Oh, no. Do you think she's going to start doing the same thing? Do you think Grandma is going to start hiding his cardigan again because she wants a new one? Sometimes we have things and they're not new and they're not fancy, but they make us feel comfortable. So maybe you have a teddy that you had from when you were a baby, and maybe it's missing an eye, or Mummy or Daddy have had to stitch up some holes, or maybe the colour isn't as bright, but to you it feels really special. And I think that's what was special for Grandpa about those slippers. But sometimes things like slippers, you walk in them, and if they're falling apart, you could slip over and you could hurt yourself. So sometimes we do need to get new things. But you know what? You don't always need to get new things from the shop. You can sometimes get things secondhand, like from Facebook Marketplace, which is a special place where somebody has something they don't want and they say, hey, does anybody want this? You can have it. Or sometimes people throw really cool things out for the rubbish. Sometimes you might see rubbish on the street outside your house, and everybody's got rubbish outside the house, like mattresses and cupboards and furniture and all sorts of things. And you actually can find some really cool things that really shouldn't go to garbage, that really shouldn't go to landfill. And you can get them with Mummy and Daddy or Grandma and Grandpa or Auntie or Uncle, and you can clean them and disinfect them, and then you can keep them, rather than always buying new things. Because if we keep buying new things, we keep filling up our world with too many things. So if something's good, we keep it. But Grandpa's slippers, they really did need to go to the garbage. Okay, that's all for today, and I might read you a story tomorrow. Stay safe, everybody. Remember, washing your hands, particularly before you eat. If you blow your nose or to touch your face, wash your hands. and make sure that you eat your veggies and you drink lots of water. See you tomorrow.